The heavy air hung stagnant, thick with the perfume of countless anxieties past. The prisoner, Joseph K., drew in a breath, each inhalation a rasping reminder of the futility that awaited him. Courts, he pondered, remained the same throughout the ages, unyielding chambers of fate disguised as halls of justice. The worn stone, the cold steel bars, the distant, impassive faces of the observers, all were props in a play performed countless times before. He had borne witness to this charade before, watched as others, trapped in the same snare of accusations, had their lives dissected under the harsh scrutiny of the law. Each time hope flickered and died, extinguished by the icy pronouncements of men who held the scales of justice, yet seemed blind to the truth. Zindankale Court. The very name, a grim whisper in the city's heart, evoked images of dungeons and chains. Built centuries ago as a fortress, its purpose had long since twisted. The once imposing structure, now a symbol of oppression, a place where justice was dispensed with the same cold efficiency as a butcher preparing his meat. The prisoner, Joseph K., stood before the court, the weight of its history pressing down on him. The high vaulted ceilings, once meant to inspire awe, now served only to amplify the echoes of past injustices. The air hung heavy with the weight of unspoken accusations, the scent of fear mingling with the musty odor of aged wood and decay. The very walls seemed to whisper tales of despair, of lives shattered and hopes crushed beneath the unyielding wheels of the legal machine. The courtroom, a cavernous space, swallowed sound and amplified despair. The prisoner, Joseph K., felt a chill crawl down his spine despite the stifling air as he surveyed the scene before him. Rows of benches, hard and unforgiving, stretched back from the imposing wooden dock where he stood, a solitary figure facing the judgment of strangers. He glanced up at the gallery where a smattering of spectators peered down, their faces blurred and indistinct in the dim light filtering through the high, arched windows. Their gazes, cold and curious, pricked at him like needles, each pair of eyes reflecting the same morbid fascination with his plight. They were not there to witness justice, he realized with a sinking heart, but to be entertained by another man's downfall. He scanned the faces before him, a sea of humanity united in their indifference to his fate. There were the lawyers, their faces carefully schooled into expressions of professional detachment, their eyes betraying a flicker of boredom beneath the veneer of concern. The prosecutor, a hawk-nosed man with thin lips perpetually pursed in disapproval, shuffled through a stack of papers, his disinterest palpable. The judge, perched on his elevated platform like a stern deity, surveyed the proceedings with an air of weary resignation. His face, a mask of impassiveness, gave no clue as to his thoughts, his emotions hidden behind the facade of judicial impartiality. To the prisoner, Joseph K., they were not individuals but archetypes, players in a drama as old as time itself. And then his gaze fell upon her. Amidst the sea of indifferent faces, her eyes shone like beacons of warmth and love. His wife, her face etched with worry, met his gaze with unwavering support, a silent promise of solidarity in the face of adversity. Her presence, a small island of comfort in the vast ocean of his despair, steadied him, reminding him that he was not alone in this battle. In that moment, the coldness of the courtroom seemed to recede, replaced by the warmth of her love, a love that transcended the bars of his confinement, the accusations levelled against him, the very walls of the court itself. Her unwavering faith in him, even in the face of such overwhelming odds, strengthened his resolve, fueling a flicker of defiance in the face of despair. The trial commenced, a carefully choreographed dance of legal arguments and procedural minutiae. The prisoner, Joseph K., listened with a growing sense of detachment as the charges against him were read aloud. his alleged crimes echoing through the silent courtroom. He understood now that it was all a facade, a carefully constructed illusion of justice designed to mask the arbitrary nature of the proceedings. The lawyers, the judge, the jury, they were all merely actors playing their assigned roles, their lines scripted in advance, the outcome preordained. He, the accused, was but a pawn in their game, his guilt or innocence irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. The evidence presented against him was circumstantial, flimsy at best, yet it was clear to the prisoner Joseph K. that the verdict had already been decided. The witnesses, their testimonies rehearsed and unconvincing, were merely there to lend an air of legitimacy to the proceedings. He watched as the jury, a group of his supposed peers, listened with feigned attentiveness, their faces betraying their boredom and indifference. They held his fate in their hands, yet they too were merely cogs in the machine, their decisions swayed by unseen forces, their pronouncements echoing the will of the court itself. The prisoner Joseph K. felt a surge of anger mixed with resignation. What hope did he have against such a system designed to grind down the individual and uphold the status quo? Throughout the trial, his wife's gaze never wavered. Her silent support, her unwavering belief in his innocence provided the only solace in the cold, unforgiving atmosphere of the courtroom. He drew strength from her presence, her love a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness of despair. He knew that regardless of the verdict, her love would remain constant, a testament to the enduring power of human connection in the face of adversity. In her eyes, he saw not judgment but understanding, not condemnation but compassion. Her love was a lifeline, reminding him that even in the depths of despair, humanity could still find a way to shine through. Zindankale Court. Built centuries ago as a bastion of strength, a symbol of the city's power, it had long since become a monument to something far more sinister. Its once imposing walls, now weathered and cracked, whispered tales of injustice, of lives shattered by accusations, of hopes extinguished beneath the weight of tradition and prejudice. The prisoner, Joseph K., knew that his fate was inextricably linked to the history of this place. His trial merely the latest chapter in a long and sordid saga of persecution. The court, once a fortress, had become a farce, its original purpose twisted and corrupted over time. And he, like countless others before him, was destined to be swallowed whole by its insatiable appetite for human suffering.